example 1 says the terminal side of angle theta in standard position passes through the point 815. Find the values of the 6 trig functions of angle theta. So find the values of the 6 trig functions. That's sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, cotangent. We're trying to find those values, or those ratios. The answers most of the time are going to be like fractions. Okay? So what you could do is you could draw a picture of this point 815. Okay? 8 over, I'm not going to do tick marks, I don't need to, and 15 up. There'd be a point at 815 right there. And so I can see what this angle would look like. Okay? My angle is in that first quadrant. Okay? But here's the thing. I'm not sure we even need to draw a picture of it. All right? They're giving me an XY point, and that's kind of the best piece of information that they could give. Okay? They're giving me an X and a Y. So really, since we know tangent theta is Y over X, you should already be able to tell me one of the 6 trig function values. One of them is 15 over 8. Right? If tangent theta is Y over X, then that's 15 over 8. So I've already got it. Okay? But what I really need in order to get all 6 of them is I need that R value. Okay? So, you could look at this as being a triangle and do Pythagoreans to find the hypotenuse. That's R. Or, and when I gave you this formula, probably going to be easier to just use this formula. Right? R equals square root of X squared plus Y squared. That's going to be the square root of 8 squared is 64. 15 squared is 225. 64 and 225 make 289. So R equals the square root of 289, that's 17. Okay? R equals 17. So if you have X and R and Y, you're in great shape. Remember, I told you to remember that sine goes with Y, right? Sine is Y over R. Y over R? Y over R. That's 15 over 17. Cosine, remember cosine goes with X. That's X over R. X over R, that's 8 over 17. Tangent, we already did up top. Tangent is Y over X. The Y number over the X number is 15 over 8. So that's the big 3. Sine, cosine, and tangent are the big 3. The other 3, you just basically flip them upside down. You have to remember which one's which, though. Cosecant goes with sine. It's kind of counterintuitive. I realize a lot of you want cosecant to go with cosine because they both start with cos. But cosecant is the reciprocal function of sine, and so cosecant theta is going to be 17 over 15. Secant theta is the reciprocal of cosine theta, and that's going to be 17 over 8. And cotangent theta is the reciprocal of tangent theta, and that's 8 over 15. Find the 6 trig function values. There they are. Okay, what did we just find? Our trig function is a relationship between an angle and 2 of the sides. So we found all of those relationships. Example 2 is basically the same thing. The terminal side of angle theta in standard position passes through point -3, -4. Okay, so here's your xy, and that's what we want. We want an xy number. If you wanted to draw it, -3 and -4 puts us down here in the 3rd quadrant. And so we would be interested in a right triangle over here. I don't know that that's the most efficient way of doing the problem. I think if you know this formula, that's probably going to be faster. X is -3, so if I square that, I get 9. Y squared is 16. I've got the square root of 25, so I can see that R equals 5. That radius, or that hypotenuse right there is 5. Okay? Anyway, I've got X, I've got Y, I've got R. I should be able to come up with all of the trig values. Sine theta, sine is Y. Y over R, that's -4/5. Cosine goes with X, so that's X over R, -3/5. Tangent, you just need to remember Y over X, that's -4 over -3. You're going to have to reduce if possible. In this case, I reduce or simplify that to +4/3. For the others, let's just flip them. Cosecant theta is going to be the reciprocal of sine. That's going to be negative 5/4. Secant theta is going to be the reciprocal of cosine theta. That's negative 5/3. And cotangent theta, the reciprocal of tangent theta, that's about 3/4. On the values of the 6 trig functions, there you go.